Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our weekly Women of Power Zoom training. I am Marisa Fletcher, and I am joined here by the wonderful Miss Isela Bonata and Miss Cynthia Alvidrez. And we come to you guys live each and every week to host this Women of Power training, not only for women, but hosted by the Women of Power. And here just to provide information and value for this wonderful power opportunity that we all have in front of us. So thank you for joining us. To our returning guests, thanks again. To our visitors for the first time, welcome. Please join us here for these trainings. We like to get started with inspiration. We always want to start out with how can we inspire? How can we share? How can we give maybe tips and tools of how we're working our business? So we're going to start with that. But before we do so, we've got a special inspiration and shout out from Miss Isela Bonata over from the wonderful state of Texas. Miss Isela is going to share with us first about her shares, her wins, and her moves that she's got going on now.
Yes, so I actually moved to San Antonio for a 90-day solar blitz, and that's like a big challenge for me. So I don't really know a lot of people here, but the amazing thing is we do have the platform. And Texas is different because it's really, really hot here. Day and night doesn't matter, it's pretty hot. And then it'll all of a sudden start raining and hailing, and it's just like the weather's all over the place, but it's continuously really hot. And it's so hot here that air conditioning runs 24/7. Kilowatt is less, it's about 19 cents a kilowatt. But there's not enough roof space to cover solar. So a lot of it's very similar to California, where the offset is about 75 to 90%. The goal here is 115%, but it's normally doesn't really happen. So you have to sell value. And I think that in that aspect, it's similar to California. So I'm learning a lot from this market. And I think, I'm here for the challenge and I'm here to learn and grow. So I'm just here with an open heart, open mind. At the end, it's about helping the customer, right? Go solar. So I'm just really excited about, this journey that I took the challenge to do. So I'll keep you all posted.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Isela. That is exciting. Like 90-day challenge in Texas, girl, you're bold. Hey, from California to Texas. I love it. But I look forward to hearing more about the market out there. All right. Who is ready to share? Who's got some wins, some inspiration, some shares for us? I see a lot of faces on camera. I'm loving it. Who wants to share?
I might as well go.
Go for it,
Barry.
Well, I think last week I mentioned that I finally got approval on the what was it? I forgot what it is already. I got approval, to go forward and get an install date in Eastvale, and finally got the install date. It's July 5th and 6th. So that's good, right after the holiday. So that's pretty quick. I didn't expect it that fast, but in light of the fact that it took me several months just to get, approval, from the city, that's a welcome surprise for me. And I plan on going over there and taking some pictures, and the guy's all excited. I don't think I mentioned, or maybe I did, that he also signed up as an ambassador because he was happy to get the install date.
Nice.
So that's pretty good. And it's going to be a nice system. I think I mentioned it's 45 panels and 2 batteries. So he's very happy about that. And it was an M2, so that was a good thing.
Nice. Sounds like a perfect opportunity to celebrate, maybe do a solar party in the yard or something.
Yeah, well, I did a party yesterday because yesterday was my birthday. So we went out for a nice dinner, had a good time.
Happy birthday.
Happy belated birthday, Barry.
Thanks. I think Isela already wished me happy birthday also online as well. So I appreciated that. I note all of those things. That's good.
Awesome. Thank you for that share, Barry. We appreciate you here with us, always giving us your wins and your shares. I mean, 45 panels and 2 batteries. Pretty impressive. In East.
And I look forward to meeting you, Marisa, in San Diego. And I know everybody else, in person. So it'll be good to see you too.
Yeah, we'll get out of the box. We'll get to put a real face and take it out of the box.
The interesting thing about being on all these Zooms all the time, when I do finally meet people, which I've met several in person, you feel like you already know them.
Oh, yeah.
so yeah, it's really good.
Definitely. Oh,
Like
yeah.
Cynthia, of course.
Already connected. You're just seeing them in person. Every time I see someone, I'm like, oh, you're so tall. That's usually what I say. But, you're just one of the tall guys. I'm like, oh, okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Barry. We appreciate you as always. Is there
Thank you.
anyone else that has a win, wants to share with us a win, something you're doing in your business, maybe talking about solar? Suzette. All right, Suzette, let's hear it.
Hello, everyone. So I've been on the roller coaster for about a year and a half in the last 7 months with Powur. And my boyfriend, who's been on the coaster with me, he has a very high profile, successful job in IT. And because he sees Powur and how issues are handled and just the leadership, and he hears Zoom calls, he signed up and he's already completed his tier 2. And he just signed up for Powur World. He booked the hotel for us, signed up. So I'm like so excited because obviously I wanted to work with him, but he has a full-time job. And so he's doing this as a backup because high tech is shaky. So it's a great backup plan. And the important thing is he sees that he could truly double, if not triple, his high paying job already with Powur. So it's very exciting. So I had to share that because the point is just continue to do the right thing, be involved with the right company, and then it attracts successful people as well. So I just wanted to share that. So I'm excited.
I love that share. We are excited for you, Suzette.
Thank you.
We see you're a tier 3. What area are you located?
I'm in Illinois.
Oh,
So
in Illinois. Nice.
Yeah, in the western suburbs of Chicago. So yeah, we have the great SREC, which is awesome, which is probably going away by the end of the year, but still solar is great even without it. So
got you. Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Illinois, Texas,
Yes,
we're
ma'am.
expanding. I see a Hawaii on the call. You care to share Hawaii?
I do. I have lots to share. I'm so excited. So we launched June 1st. We're having our launch party on July 8th. And so we're doing a sprinters challenge, which I feel privileged to be part of this group. It's like, launching this brand new business in Hawaii and having all the support and the leadership backing us up. So I'm excited about that. And with that, I'm not bragging, but I've never received this before, but because of whatever I was doing, building up to it, I got an invitation to the VIP at Powur World. So yeah.
Nice.
And then,
congrats.
Thank you. And I was recently in Florida. So I went to a few BNI meetings. And so when I came back, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm visiting every single BNI chapter and doing one-to-ones. And because BNI is all about referrals, every single buddy that I talk to is an ambassador. So I've got referrals from that too. It's so incredible. I'm so excited.
Love it. I love it. Thank you for
I
that
could feel
share.
how excited you are too. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's when
coming
things
to the
start
screen.
rolling.
Awesome. Are there any more shares in the audience? Anybody else who wants to share with us their wins about their Powur business?
Can I share?
You sure
I
can,
have a small
Isabel.
share, a small win.
Yes, floor is yours.
Morning. So I'm very excited. I just joined BNI and I'm very excited. I've heard a lot of great things about being part of that team. And okay. So that's my win. I'm just very happy and I just wanted to share.
Awesome. That's a nice win. It's huge. Like Michelle mentioned, and like we always talk about, these groups are about passing referrals, guys. So when you join them and you work the system the right way, i.e. visit other chapters, have one-to-ones, you can't not get business. I mean, you can't not fail by networking that way. So I love it.
Yeah, not only that, but you're also getting time to practice talking about your craft, right? Like you go every week, it's a nice routine in your day. And that's how I got versed at talking about solar. And then it's a good place to hear like what the objections are too, like what objections are out there. And it just keeps you on your toes. So
we always talk about this, but we've gotten so much out of BNI type of groups. I would never not be a part of a BNI type of group. So nice job, Isabel.
That's amazing. And I love that you
Thank
brought that
you.
up because
I'm excited.
yes, I love that you brought that up because that's a big portion of the training today that I'll be hosting. Right before I jump into that, are there any other wins? You just got to give it to us. I don't want to leave anybody out. All right. So we'll save them for next week and jump into the training, which is a bounce off of BNI, which is a bounce off of networking. So let me jump right into it. But before we do that, if you guys would all please grab a screenshot of this. If you don't have one, these are all the great trainings that we have during the week. There's even more trainings on the calendar now. California Market Development. I hope you guys are all plugged into that training. If not, please check out the calendar so you can plug into that training because it's specific about the California market if you're in California. They've got one for Hawaii, they've got one for Illinois, and they've got one for Texas. So whatever area you're doing your selling in, growing in, those are the market development meetings you want to plug into. But just grab a screenshot of this. It'll be very helpful to you when you're looking for somewhere to go to get trained. Also, want to let you guys know that Power World is coming up. It is from September 7th through September 9th. Through September 7th through September 9th in San Diego. And like Isabel mentioned before, or someone just mentioned before, they got invited to September 6th, which is the VIP day. Check your email for that. It's an invite to come out early to learn more and just get more further enmeshed in the Power platform. Okay, so today, you guys, I'm going to be training on hosting Power Day and Power events, or just Power Day and different events. This plays off of one of my other trainings that I did in the beginning. It was a training on how I grew my Power business. I actually did that training at a Power Day. It was at a corporate Power Day event. It was the 4 steps that I use daily to grow my business. So today I'm only going to focus on 2 of them because that is the training I wanted to do today. So if you give me 1 second, let me switch screens. Uh-oh. Okay. So this is the one I want. Okay, so my systems to power success. So this was a training that I did that was received very well because as you guys know, I'm in real estate. A lot of you know, for those that don't know, I am in real estate. I've been in real estate for over 23 years. And in real estate, I've been a trainer. I owned a RE/MAX for 10 of those 23 years. And so I trained agents, hired agents, told them how to sell real estate. 3 years ago, I joined with Powur and added it to our real estate company as a solar division. Okay. And so now I go around teaching agents about solar, teaching agents about real estate, and I just combine it together. It's a perfect marriage. A little bit more about me. I like to share. I've got a great husband. He is my partner. And we do a lot of fun things together. So we like to dress up and go out and play, go out to installations, events, real estate heavy events, some solar heavy events, right? So that people get to know, trust, and like who we are as people. So those are just some photos. And then also when I joined Powur, I developed a new why. It was a why that I didn't have before. It was being able to be hands-on and involved in something that was bigger than me. In real estate, we always get to donate, right? And pitch in a little bit of money out of each deal and send it to, you know, whatever charity we decide that we want to send it to at that time. It's a little impersonal, but with Powur, not only did I get to do kind of the same thing, chip in a little bit to help another family, but then I got to be hands-on and go down with the Powur team on 2 different occasions and help them build a home, take them from this to this, power it with solar panels. And then of course, I've got some of my Powur family in these photos with me. So I always talk a little bit about myself and then dive right into how I started my business with Powur. Again, guys, I'm a real estate agent, real estate broker, real estate investor. So I have a heavy real estate background. With over 20 years of data, it wasn't very hard for me to get started with Powur. Okay. I'm not going to focus on the real estate side though, because not everybody comes from that kind of a background. I'll show you what I've done besides the real estate that's helped triple my business. Okay. But it started with the real estate. I got my first 10 deals out the way. They were all mentored deals. I got comfortable with presenting solar, understanding how it worked, being able to talk solar. I went to every training possible But the next thing that I did, we're focusing on number 2 and number 3. I realized really soon that I needed to develop a larger network, okay? Just being in the small circles that I was in wasn't enough to grow my business to what it's grown to today. So I needed to develop a larger network. And then a big way of me doing that was by hosting and training at events. Okay, so I'm going to focus on step 2 and 3, what I did in order to grow the business and what you guys can do to help grow your businesses. Okay. All right, so starting off, develop a larger network. And the way that I did it was with BNI. I have BNI on here, or Team Referral Network. Team Referral is the group that Cynthia belongs to, and BNI is the group that I belong to. They're both very, very similar groups. They are referral-based groups. They are for one person from that industry to be in that chapter, and then you pass referrals to each other. So there's usually a real estate agent, a home inspector, a lender. I mean, there's a variety of groups that are covered in these referral networking groups, right? But why do we do them? Cynthia talked about it a little bit earlier. When I originally joined BNI, it was just to get people to know, trust, and like me. Okay, to build my network and get these other business professionals to know, trust, and like me as a person. Why? Because once they get to know, trust, and like you, they start passing you referrals. Okay, and referral business, if you don't know, is the best type of business in any sales business. Okay, referrals are the strongest. They already like you. You've already built a connection through whoever it is that's making that referral. Also, BNI keeps me accountable to my business. Just like Cynthia mentioned before, every single week we have to meet, and our job is to pass referrals. Think about that. I'm meeting with the group 52 weeks out of the year, give or take. You know, there's some holiday weeks, but we're meeting 52 times out of the year, and our goal is to pass referrals to each other. And I've got a home inspector in my group, or I've got somebody that does roofing in my group, and our goal is to pass referrals. It's amazing. And on top of that, you layer that with the ambassador program, which is what I did. Now that roofer, not only can he pass a referral to a trusted someone he trusts because he sees me every week, knows where I'm at, knows where to find me, but now on top of that, he can get a $1,000 referral fee. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? That's a win-win all the way around. It also helped me develop my 30-second elevator pitch. So now I've got a spiel when I meet someone, I've got a little elevator pitch that I can give them and let them know what it is that I do with Powur. Right? My name is Marisa Fletcher. I'm your solar pro. I help residential homeowners go solar in 22 states. Right? Is the beginning of my elevator pitch, and I just go from there. And it also a good thing about BNI, good thing about being a part of team, that sometimes we have to be reminded. It keeps me positive and focused on the end goal, right? Because sometimes these days run into weeks, run into months, and you can lose focus sometimes, right? But when you're coming back every week to a group of trusted professionals, one of our mottos is to have a positive attitude, to be accountable, right? Stay positive. So who wants to work with a negative person? It keeps you positive. It keeps you focused. Okay. So when I joined BNI, my very first year, I've been a part of BNI for 3 years now, starting right when I started my solar business. I joined a BNI for the solar business, been in it for 3 years now. For the first year, I didn't anticipate receiving any business. My goal was only to develop people that know, trust, and like me. Right? Develop my 30-second elevator pitch, get stronger when talking about solar so I can be more confident when I'm presenting my product to people. Okay. Well, through BNI, they have you visit other chapters, right? So I started visiting other chapters, and guess what? Some of them don't have solar pros. And I guess I'm a friendly, nice face, and I make people feel good. So they don't mind having meetings with me and finding out about what I do. Introduction is talking about solar. BNI is also nationwide. I can tap into all the 22 states that we sell solar in and talk to someone in each of those states. We schedule one-to-ones with those professionals, and one-to-one is a meeting. And because you're in BNI or because you're in Team Referral Network, our job is to have meetings with each other. So there's nothing better than reaching out to another professional in another industry, roofing, windows, anything like that, and saying, hey, I'd like to have a quick 30-minute meeting with you to see if our businesses align and we can pass referrals to each other. At least I'm gonna get a yes. Right? Even if our businesses don't align or we're not good partners, they're not going to pick up the phone and answer me and talk to me. So it's a great way to meet people, grow your network. And we do what we record thank you for closed business. So every time one of those referrals passes, that deal closes, when I get a referral that closes, I get to give a thank you for closed business to the person that referred that person to me. Okay. Through BNI, year to date, I've made 6 figures in BNI. And it should say since 2020, since the end of 2020 till today, 6 figures in BNI. That's easily tracked. And guys, this is the thing about BNI. I've got another deal coming. Let me explain how this deal is coming. It's with the guy that's in my chapter. We've been in the chapter together almost 3 years. He just moved to a new home. He said, throw me the proposal. I gave him the proposal. He said, wow, I thought it was going to be way more than that. Okay, as soon as we close, I'm signing. That meeting was 15 minutes long, and it's a $40,000 deal, 2 batteries up in Lido, okay, up north, right? Something that I would not have gotten, that referral would have never came to me had I not been a part of this BNI, and Adam just knows who I am. Okay, so things like that. It's the easiest business because they know, trust, and like you already. You're telling them your referrals every single week that you meet with them. Every week I tell them who it is I want them to connect me to. And our job is to pass referrals and connect. It's a great way to develop a larger network outside of yourself. You're new to an area, join one of these groups, right? You're an introvert. I hear that all the time. I'm an introvert, believe it or not. But it's not so hard to be on a Zoom and to talk to all of you faces and network. Okay, so join one of these groups. Cynthia goes in person. So I'm looking for a group now that I can go in person because I like that better. I think you build better connections when you can go in person and meet with the group, right? But it works either way, either way. So this is the big, huge part of my solar business, right? If my referral is not a family member or a friend, it's usually a BNI referral. Okay, and then the other part of that, hosting events. Now, I know speaking in front of groups, a lot of people don't like to do that, but we can learn. We can build ourselves up to where you're comfortable speaking in front of groups, right? It doesn't always have to be groups. You can do one-to-one Zooms with people. We should already be doing that in our solar business, but you can be doing one-to-one Zooms with people talking about the ambassador program or talking about looking for referrals from them to pass to you, okay? Getting comfortable with that. We do group masterminds. Okay, I've done masterminds with Cynthia where we'll do a mastermind on Eventbrite. We'll invite a bunch of real estate agents, promote it for 4 or 5 weeks, maybe have a group of 12 or 13 on the call that we're presenting the power opportunity to. I do that with my husband twice a month now. As a husband and wife real estate team, we target other real estate teams, and we have a solopreneur call that we do every 2 weeks. Not too full, maybe 10, 11 people each time, but that's 10 or 11 more people that I get to meet. Either they want to learn more about power and join the opportunity, or they've got a solar referral for us. Okay. So those are things that you can do that are on a smaller level. You're behind a screen on Zoom. You can practice till you feel comfortable, and then you just get out there and do it. Right? You get out there and do it. I would suggest people start with that right away, because the more that you're teaching and presenting, the more you're learning your business, the more confident you're becoming, right? Now, when you're in front of that homeowner, all they see is that confidence. And now when they sit with you, it's an easier 1, 2, 3 done deal. Does that make sense? It's from you dripping on them over and over and over. I also sponsored local, state, and national events. So my goal, I don't want to say it that way because it's not quite true. I'll say it this way. I work smarter, not harder. Okay, so my goal is to have at least 2 events a month. That's 24 events a year. They can be Zoom, they can be in person, they can be at a vendor location. I did a Mother's Day event, okay, at a vendor. It was $65 to set up our power booth. Everyone else was selling purses and pictures and clothing, and we're the only ones there selling power. Okay, $65 to set up that booth. Got some great referrals from that. All I need is one to make it a victory. Got some great referrals from that, right? So my goal is a minimum of 2 a month to have something on the calendar. If I can't get a live event, then I'm doing a webinar. Okay, I'm going to a board, a local real estate board, because that's my niche, real estate board. But you know what? If you're a teacher, if you're in any other niches, right? Anything with kids, especially, you can create these events amongst the groups. Sponsor community real estate events. Like, realtors love to party. We love to get together and have chili cook-offs, wine tasting, you know, stuff like that, where we're just networking and getting together. And the thing about realtors is you can sponsor any of their events. So I can sponsor a real estate event as my solar company. They're having an event tonight from 5 to 7:30. It's a mixer at a restaurant downtown Riverside. It costs $100 to sponsor it. In order to sponsor it, I can put up my sign, I can give flyers and handouts, and hey, they just get to know me, and I'm the solar realtor, I'm your solar gal, and now you get to see me at one of these events. Does that make sense? So that's how I get my name out. That's how I get my referral partners. You can do church events if you're not a part of anything else, but you've been a part of your church for 20 years and they know, trust, and like you. You can do events there, right? Your friends, your family, your colleagues can save money with solar. So why not you be the one to help them? Okay. So those were the things I did. I did a lot of real estate trainings, but I'm going to give you guys one that you can all do right away. You can have the comfort of your Powur family with you. So you have that comfort around you. You're not doing it by yourself. You're not hosting some huge event. You're not paying all this money. And that event is our Solar Revolution, our Powur Day. We have Powur Day coming up. We do them virtually and we do them live, but we do have them coming up. And those are with if you guys are available to put in the chat, how many of you have done a Powur Day or at least been to a Powur Day? Anybody in the chat? You sell us? Okay, perfect. So if you haven't done one yet, you're missing out on a great opportunity, and the opportunity is already set up for you. One of my first big events was this Powur Day with JC, Charles Thompson, and Anthony Bonilla. Okay, this was my first Powur Day event, so I had some heavy hitters around me so that they could support what it was that I was doing, right? But I was able to market this event as my event. I was one of the hosts. This is what went out on my Eventbrite. This was what was on my Facebook pages and all my social media pages. We all chipped in, did it together. There were I think 200 people there. There were quite a few people there. These are the events that if you have people who are interested in joining the opportunity of Powur and you don't know how to explain it to them, or you don't want to be the one to have to go through all of that, you bring them to a Powur Day event, right? We have them everywhere. You just bring them there. At the beginning of the event, we talk about the business opportunity. Okay, then we have a little bit of a break. We have a couple of testimonials from some of the Powur partners there. And then we go into training. Okay, on those Powur Day events, they're universal. I'll show you guys in a bit what it looks like. It's universal. It's set up by Powur. It's practiced by Powur. At my last Powur Day event, which I did in San Diego, the slides that I was just showing you guys, that was my presentation, what I did to get my Powur business going. Okay, so you can literally come and you can either take a part of the business presentation and host that, or you can take a part of the uniform training, how to read a bill, how to collect a bill, how to play the 10 pennies game. It's uniform. It's the same training going across all Powur Day. You can do that part, right? Or you can do your own slide deck that you created. But you come together with 3 or 4 other Powur professionals. It was 4 of us here. We figure out what we're going to do. We write it down. We put it down on paper. Powur's already put together 90% of it for us. They're telling us what to say, how to say it, and in what order. I'll show you the checklist if you haven't seen it, right? So there's no guessing. There's no confusion. You just need to practice, build yourself up, and then come and do your thing. Okay, from that event, you're going to get content. You've invited 10, 15 people there. Now it's not just you selling Powur, but it's all these other amazing Powur partners selling it for you. Does that make sense? And we have corporate days. I think it's every other month. If it's not a virtual corporate day, it's a live corporate day. So it's something that if you're looking to be tier 3, if you're looking to move your business up, go from tier 2, tier 3, be a leader in your industry, it's something that you definitely are in your area. It's something that you definitely want to plug into and make sure that you're a part of these Powur Day events. Okay, because it's just more and more exposure. From there, here's another example of events that I'm hosting with Cynthia. So you can get with another colleague in Powur and you guys can host these events together. Since Cynthia specializes in helping realtors, she has a niche in the real estate industry and helping realtors with real estate. I'm a realtor from the industry. We decided, hey, let's partner together with a couple of the other heavy hitters, Jonathan Renasso, Jacob Swadek, Bobby Rye, notice all real estate related. And let's do a lunch and learn at this real estate office in Rancho Cucamonga. That's one of Cynthia's offices and her connection, but we all pull together to pull on us to do a lunch and learn for that group so they can hear from other professionals that are doing what it is that they want to do, right? Hearing from other realtors, hearing from us firsthand how it didn't take away from our business, how we've instead of leaving money on the table, we've picked that up and now we're also offering value to our client by doing so, right? So here's another event. This was our June 15th event that we hosted. Again, like I said, if I just do 2 events a month minimum, sometimes more, sometimes less, I'm going to make sure that I'm in front of people enough, I'm networking enough, and I'm making the connections that I need to make to keep my solar business going. Does that make sense? So here was our June 15th lunch and learn. And for lunch, guys, all we had was acai bowls. So we had acai bowls, you know, the ice cream with the fruit. I know, right, Michelle? I was smiling too. I'm like, something sweet, something nice, something easy. We had water bottles. It was a packed room. Okay. From there, we even took it another step further. On August 16th, we all, the same group, decided we're going to rent a ballroom in Diamond Bar and we're going to make a huge event out of it. So it's like another mini Power Day. We're going to copy what Power has already put out there for us, what they've already showed us how to do. And now we're going to do that, focusing on realtors and lenders. Again, why? To help grow our businesses, keep us in front of the group and grow our businesses. All 5 of us are inviting our groups into it. Everyone knows who invited you to the event, right? We're all going to build and help them learn and be inspired, all of us together. At the end of the event, we're going to follow up with all our members and get them signed on and get them going with Power, get the first deal closed, right? So we're just taking the events, making sure we get them on a calendar. I think it was, when you're doing it with 5 people and you're splitting the cost, a couple $100, if that, depending on the cost of the you know, it's only a 3-hour event. It's not an all-day event. It's not even 3 hours. 2.5 hours, right? Did I do that right? 11:30, 12:30. Yeah, I did that right. Right? So just an example, just an idea of what it is that we're doing to grow our business, right? I feel that it's smarter to be in front of a group as much as possible than to do the one-to-one. Both of them are effective, but for me, you know, I can work smarter, not harder, i.e. be a little bit lazier and do it in front of a group, right? And get more results for that, get more bang for my buck for that. So what happens next after you do these events? Because here's the key part. If you're not going to do the before and the after, then it really doesn't make sense to do the event. After the event, you want to make sure that you connect with everybody. And that's before as well, before and after. If you sign up on Eventbrite, it'll email you to tell you this person just signed up. This person just got a ticket. The tickets are free, usually, right? This person signed up. Now you can go connect with them on Messenger. You can go DM them. You can email them. You can text them. Thank you for signing up at the event. Look forward to meeting you. You know, I have a Facebook group that's for realtors and solar, right? So I generally post things in that Facebook group, okay, to let all the people, all the realtors that I have been inviting to that group throughout the time, so they know what's going on with it. You can also offer to train the agents on their team, the ins and outs of solar. You guys, that's huge right now. I just got invited to my IVAR board. I'm a board member. They want me to train the whole board on solar because the board members don't know solar when they're doing a deal. They literally just get the contract, load it in the MLS, and that's it. They don't know anything about it. They don't explain it to their client, right? They feel that that's not their area. So if you come in as a solar professional and say, hey, I can train your 15 agents on, you know, what it looks like when you go into a solar deal, right? They'll do that. And you can just sign those agents up as ambassadors. You can offer to do free solar contract reviews for any current client, past client, right? They're in escrow on a solar house right now. They have no idea what that solar contract means. Hey, I'll review it with you, Mr. Agent, so you can know how to talk to your client and tell them they're getting a good deal, right? Or they're not getting a good deal, whichever one it is. And then at that time, my #1 goal was to sign them up as an ambassador. Okay, that's usually my #1 play, sign them up as an ambassador because that's free. You can sign them up right away. Then you have an opportunity to call them and ask them, hey, do you know anyone that's interested in going solar? Have you run across any clients, any buyers that you just closed that might want to look at solar? It's an opportunity to reach out to them because they signed up for your ambassador program. Okay. For my more serious realtors, my more heavy hitters, what do I mean? The realtors that are selling, you know, quite a number of deals, 30, 40 deals a year. For my heavy hitters, I'll offer them that 50% commission right off the bat. Right? Hey, you're closing 4 or 5 deals a month. You know, half of these clients are going solar without you, right? They know, trust, and like you. Why don't I be your solar division? Okay. No. You don't have to do anything extra. Just make the 3-way connection and I'll take it from there. And I'll be your solar division for your real estate company. And I'll give them a free solar proposal and see if it makes sense for them to go solar. How does that sound? Right? Man, you get 1 of those, 2 of those. Think about that. Right? And you're just offering information. Yep, that's right, Michelle. Boom. 1 or 2 of those. Okay. Literally, that's my whole strategy. That's my goal. That's what I do. And if you want to take it to the next level, this is more where Cynthia's taking her business. She's gone next level with it. She's got a real estate office on her platform. So she supports that whole office. She goes there once or twice a month. She trains them on solar. If they have any questions, she's right there on the spot to answer those questions for her. She's there to talk to their clients directly. right? She also invited all the agents in that office to become an ambassador. Or another step is that an agent can sign up for Powur under the office or the broker. So sometimes if you know the broker may say, hey, I want to be a seller on the platform and all my agents can be ambassadors to me. Does that make sense? That way the broker is incentivized to encourage the agents in the office to use you as a solar partner. Okay, why? Because every time they close the deal, the broker is going to get a little bit of that deal as well. Okay, so that's another way. When you get to that level, that at that point, like Cynthia, she's a mentor to that office now, right? And that's a heavy producing office. Cynthia, how many agents are in that office? Do you know?
There's over 150 agents in the office, but there's maybe about 20 people that are signed up as tier 1 sellers.
Mm-hmm.
And probably the same amount that are signed up. Oh no, probably less that are signed up as ambassadors.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did you guys hear that? 20 tier 1 sellers and ambassadors out of that same office, heavy hitting office, over 100 and something agents in that office. So as you can imagine, that's a whole work job or workload by itself, but that's a whole revenue stream that Cynthia created by building that relationship and getting that office signed up. So she shows up to their meetings once, twice a week, however often she needs to show up to their meetings. She gives them flyers. That Rancho event was at her office that we all showed up for to talk to those agents, and then promotes it all over social media, right? Always there's pictures. I forgot to add my photos. There was photos of us at the event, Cynthia. I forgot to put them in the slide deck. But yeah, promotes that all on social media. And just by doing those steps and just being consistent with it, doing it once, twice a month, having a calendar, having a goal, the business just starts to come in. It just starts to come in, especially if you've elevated to a tier 3 level already, right? Everyone that joins or every time you do this, when they come in, they're coming in under you. They need someone to help them close that deal, and that's going to be you. So that, my friends, is pretty much ends what I had to share today. I just wanted to point out the value in presenting, the value in getting in front of groups, the value of Powur Day, which is already set up for us to do. Let me show you guys something. I think I have them up about Powur Day. I do. Can you see my screen? Yeah, Powur Day agenda. Yeah. Okay, so there's an agenda in here where this was my Powur Day event in Buena Park. This is where it was. We had 186 registrations, right? This cost was a little bit higher, but we had sponsors for our costs, right? So we had some costs, and then we had Solar Edge and Enphase. They wanted to come and speak in front of 186 people. So they paid us to be able to speak in front of the group. So that came off the overall cost that it was to host the event. And now the 5, we just split what the balance was, right? So you can get sponsors to hold, just like I sponsor real estate events, right? I'll go to their event and pay them to be in front of the group, right? That's helping them with the cost. Here was our setup. We actually had a DJ at this event. So it was a little bit bigger. We had a DJ. It was like a wow, this was our breakdown. We broke it all down. It's already in a schedule. We had what music was going to be playing, what we're going to be teaching on, the different songs that were playing throughout. This was my social media page. And then Powur even is as kind as to create a checklist. So they do it for us. They have one for live events. They have one for virtual events. When you say, I want to host Powur Day, you get on a calendar invite with Irene Whalen. And once a week, we get together to review where you're going to host it, who's going to be hosting, who's going to be doing what. We're going over the calendar days before the event, so you know what to do. So it's not like, the beauty of it is they planned everything out for you, right? Tell you what to have. They give you a sign-in sheet. They tell you, don't forget your tablecloths. If you're catering, this is what you do. And guys, here's the presentations. They're uniform presentations. They're in English and Spanish. We're all presenting on the same thing. The more you present on it, the more you learn it, the more confident you become, the more your business is going to grow. Right? So I want to show you guys, in case you weren't aware of these resources that Powur is providing for us in order to host these events and to be effective and to help us grow our businesses. So on that note, my friends, that is all that I had. Oh, you know what? I have one more thing. here is the Power Day slide deck. Right? So just to give you guys an example of what we cover, find your why, the utility bill, get a submitted tag at 10 pennies, what's next? They go over the business plan. It's all put out there for you. And if you're hosting virtually, you can even just read from here if that makes you more comfortable, right? It's very uniform for us so that we can be effective when we're hosting these events, right? Understanding the utility bill and what it means. So yeah. It's all there for us, all put together. The more that we host those events, the more we're going to grow our business, the more we're going to put our faces out there. The more we network, the more we grow. Our net work equals our net worth, right? So because I'm in a network, BNI, it equaled over $140,000 of net worth to me. Does that make sense? Right? So your network is your net worth. My network, again, is in front of realtors, presenting, and yeah, so that's why the Power businesses work so well for me. So I'm going to wrap up the end of this training, open up for our quick office hours. You guys know what this is. If you don't, please grab a screenshot. You need help on your projects, you're stuck, you don't know where to go. Here's some resources for you on how to get help on those projects. And then for those that are not a part of the Women of Power newsletter, just need your first name, last name, email in the chat. You will get added to that newsletter. It'll have today's recording and all the prior recordings that we've done for this wonderful network here. And last but not least, we always leave with an inspirational quote. You were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. And that, of course, is by the wonderful Zig Ziglar. Gives us all these wonderful quotes and inspiration. On that note, I am going to stop the recording. Thank you all so much for being here, and I'll see you guys back here next week. Thank you for taking the time to watch the Women of Power training series. I hope that you got some great value out of that video, and there's much, much more where that came from. Listen, if you'd like to join Power or find out more about this awesome and amazing platform, please feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is in the description. I look forward to connecting with you real soon. Have a great day.